Well, another blistering hot day in the deep south of Alabama. Yep, pretty much clear skies, as they say, mostly sunny. Yeah, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon on July the 16th. Yep, and I need to check everything before I think about doing the afternoon watering. And at least for most of this walk, we can stay in the shade. Woo, the fig tree's still looking good. Yes, it is. Ooh, it's looking really good. Plenty of figs. This may be my best fig crop yet. Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. I didn't see you walk up on me. And as you know, you're always welcome, and we're so glad you came. Here in my little piece of paradise in the deep south of Alabama. Yeah, we got a light breeze, and the temperatures actually went down. It was 94 in the shade. It felt like 104, so they say. Yep, we do got some clouds building, and there is a chance of rain. So hey, we better get looking at things and make the decision in my little garden plantings, should we water again today? Look at them pigs. Ooh, got two beautiful ones right there. And look who walks up as soon as we start. Yep, it's Miss Cleo, digging her nails and pulling on my feet. Good thing I left the sandals in the house. Right, Cleo? No? Yeah, you got me the last time I wore sandals out here. I don't do that anymore. Those claws are sharp, girl. Yep, Cleo's up to her old tricks. But as you can see, this fig tree has got figs everywhere. Ooh, look at them all out there. We got 3 on that tip. Looking fine. We can keep the birds off them, and the drought don't kill them. There's 2 more. Look at them all up under there. They're everywhere. There's 4 right there. And they just keep going. And if you've kept track of this fig tree over the years, you'll know this is the very best crop we've ever seen. 2 more there? Yeah, they're just everywhere. What was that? Looked like a squash bug. Yeah, it was. Nope. And he jumped right on all of you. I hope you didn't scream. Yep, the squash bugs have come. Well, at least the army worms seem to be on the retreat. Well, come on, Cleo. Let's take a look at the other bed. Okay? Got to fill up the bird feeders. It's never ending. Or should I say bird/squirrel feeders. We'll head on up here to the old clothesline pole planting real quick and take a look at what's going on up here. It's sort of drastic. Yep, poor peppers have been suffering. Our green bells, this one here, has already dropped 2 peppers. And if you look way down in there, you'll see those little brown spots. See them up here? That's where it dropped immature peppers because of the heat. And it's still holding on to one. Fairly nice one there. But I don't know if it'll make. And the lunchbox pepper, it's done the same thing. And you can see one right down here that it dropped today. But it does have some nice peppers under there. There's what, 1, 2, 3 right there. Got one starting to ripen up. And then we got our little one down here. It's got that big bell pepper right there, which is suffering from sunspot, or sun scald, I might say. And it's dropped 1, 2 large peppers, and several smaller ones. Yeah, you can see the ground's moist. They've been watered once today. They have really struggled in this heat. If you look back at my other garden walkabouts from last year, you know they're nowhere near as fine as they were this time, last year and years before. But the squash is hanging in there. but it too has got issues. And you can see it right here. Yep, it's got powdery mildew. You can see it about killed that leaf. It's getting ready to kill those too. So we're going to have to spray it with some hydrogen peroxide and water mixture that I use to kill the powdery mildew. It's not a preventative, it's a killer, but it'll make it go away. The only thing is, you got to keep doing it. But look at that fine yellow crookneck squash down there. Another day or two, we'll be enjoying that for real. Oh yeah, I can't wait. But will we get any more? And then our early girl tomatoes over here, they're really looking sad. Now I do got one tomato about right there, but these plants, which this is the bush early girl, are getting a lot of disease. Blight, Spatoria leaf spot. You can see that right here. Yep, it's got them both. All three of them do. They have not liked this heat, and with the heat, the plant stress, and the disease comes and jumps all over them. So this one up here is looking really sad. It's got 3 tomatoes on it that I don't think will grow much more. But right now we got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tomatoes, if they'll make. What do you think, Spooky? Will they make it if we keep tending to them? Oh, they looking rather sad. And if you know me, and like I said, you watched the gardens in past years, this is the saddest my tomatoes have ever looked. But we got seed. We can try to start some more, a better variety for the fall. And we haven't done much up here, but you know, put the peppers in, put the tomatoes in, which haven't done much, and of course the one squash plant, which overall, once we address that powdery mildew, it'll be just fine. Won't it, Spooky? Where'd we leave Cleo behind? Yep. And we definitely got to mow grass again. Woo! We've been getting some rain. Enough to keep the grass going, but nothing else. And it's starting to get a little high down here. We got a jungle among us, but that's okay. We don't mind. We'll walk on down here to the tire planters, which at least one has been devastated, as you know, by the onslaught invasion of the armyworm. These collards are extremely sad, and here they are. Not much left of them. And you'd think the armyworms now would leave them alone. But I found 2 of them again this morning when I was out here, and 2 yesterday. There's the remnants of one. Another one right underneath that leaf that we smushed yesterday. And then over here this morning, there's another one. I mean, there's nothing left, hardly, for them to eat. I'm not even sure why I'm watering them anymore. Now the peppers, they're faring a little bit better, but what I'm noticing, yep, we're getting blossom end rot on our banana peppers. See it right here? See it on this one too? And you might think that's because of a lack of calcium. And it is, but not for what you're thinking. There's plenty of calcium in the soil, but the plant can't get to it in this drought. Even though I water in the morning and I water in the evening, the calcium stays tied up when the soil dries up. Yep. And it dries up fast. But I have noticed on this lunchbox pepper right here, you can see all the peppers on it. They're literally everywhere up in there. See all them? I'm not going to count them all, but there must be 20 peppers on this plant. And it's been dropping some too. You'll see them down in here. Let me show them to you. See them right here? There's one, there's one, there's another one. And people say, well, here's one right here. One right there. There's many more down there. But look at right here. There's a flush of mushrooms coming up from my soil. So yes, the fungal mungal is alive in the soil. And they say that's a really good thing. It shows, you know, the mycorrhizal fungi is alive and well. The mushrooms, which are the fruiting bodies of the fungus in the soil, show it's doing well. It's just the heat. But that's a fine lunchbox pepper. Last year, they didn't fare well at all. This year, this one is doing mighty fine, but it puts out a smaller pepper. They're about a 2-bite size. You can see one way up in here. See it right here? They get a little bigger than that, and that's about it. And this is a lunchbox red. And the one up in the clothesline planting is a lunchbox orange, and you saw those. They're bigger than jalapeno peppers. These will not get that big. And I'll come out here and pick these bananas and chop off the blossom end rot. And I think I'll have them in my eggs tomorrow morning. That'll be a mighty fine breakfast, won't it? Now these bell peppers over here have done fairly well. This one here's got one right here it's holding on to. It's got another one right there. There's another one. There's another one. It's got a 5th one up here. Here's a 6th one. And many more. So it looks like, for me, we might have a pepper crop. Especially when you look at this other one. It's got a red ripe one there that we got to get this evening when we go in. Stink bugs have stung it a little bit. We'll just cut that out. But then here's one. Look up there. There's 2. There's a 3rd one. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that are forming. And more that may come. Of course, it's been losing 2. See, here's that little brown place. You look down the side of this limb, you can see where it aborted 2 peppers right there. So yeah, things are struggling, like I'm struggling, to keep this all alive in this heat wave we've been having. And here's something else. And here's something else I had to remember. I already knew it. During droughts and high stress levels of your plants, and that, planting them way late, which all this was planted either the last week of May or the first, second week of June. We were already into the low 90s, and the roots never got established well before the heat came on. And the plants are suffering because of that. The roots didn't get deep enough. And if I don't water these twice a day, they'll be dead the next day. Because I almost messed up one day and lost them all. But we got some things. There's been a lot of effort toting water every day. Some days, I just don't think it's worth it. But I'm a stubborn old man, and we keep carrying on. But there's the tire planters. Overall, the peppers are looking better than some I've seen here on social media. And then again, not as good as others. And we'll go up and look at the final bed, the south side driveway garden bed. And that, where the collards haven't had any army worms on them now for 5 days in a row. So I'm thinking, maybe up here, they're about to end. Well, my pot of garlic chives that I keep trimming off when I want some, it just keeps rocking on. I think I've had that now, oh Lord, 20 years. The pot's about to disintegrate. But as long as you keep them watered, you'll have garlic chives forever. And here's our collards up here. As you can see, they're faring a lot better than the ones over at the tire planter. And they're actually starting to get some new growth. Leaves without any holes in them. And that's a plus. Right, Cleo? And we've had a couple of cherry peppers that we've enjoyed. And they have been setting more. You can see 3 right there. 1 right there. 2 right here. There's more in there. So once again, I'm relearning that your cherry tomatoes, not peppers, what was I thinking, are a lot more tolerant of stressful conditions than your standard slicing tomatoes. I knew that, but I had forgotten it too. But yeah, I think the collards up here will eventually make a comeback if we treat them right. I'm going to have some cherry tomatoes. I'm not sure about slicing tomatoes because these here better boys are looking rather sad. Not much to them at all. And they're starting to show signs of disease as well. We'll do what we can. I'm seeing Spatoria leaf spot right here. Right, Cleo? Did I hear Spooky whining that he ain't getting no love? Ooh, this humidity. And even though it's now down to 91, it's hard to breathe. The blueberries have suffered greatly too. You can see how the berries have dried up. We're still getting some, but a lot are just becoming dried blueberries and falling off. Look at that there. But there's many more, as you can see. It's not like we don't have blueberries that we can have on our cereal in the morning. There's way more than old Mr. Tom can eat. Ooh, let's get back over in the shade, guys. Right, Spooky? Yep, they're suffering too. But we've been eating blueberries every day. But they're just looking awful sad from this heat wave, as you can see. But that's enough whining about my woes in my garden. Maybe you'll tell me, well, at least what state you live in and how your garden fares in the comments below the video. We still have a little bit of fresh to eat. And of course, there's always superfood. Ooh, there's a nice tassel of berries right there. And more right here. Spooky, you beat me all the way up to the front porch, didn't you? Time to relax a while? Oh, okay. Let's sit a minute before we head on in. Okay, Spooky. I know you want to play. Papa's already tired. Just from that short walkabout. Okay? Cleo, find your place. Come on, Speedy. There's plenty of room for you too. There they are. Spooky, Cleo, and my little princess Speedy. Looking for her place. Come on, Speedy. There you go. Sit by your brother. Okay? Come on. There you go. Is that your place? Everybody get comfortable. And we'll talk to our friends and family a minute before we go in. So yeah, friends and family, that's just a little quick garden walkabout. Show you the shape of my garden. And like I say, if you watch my garden walkabouts over the last 7 to 8 years, you know, that's probably the worst I've done. And that's just because I got them in way too late. The root systems didn't get established well before the early heat wave came upon us. And I've seen that in many areas, especially in the south, in the Midwest and Southwest. Crops are suffering, gardens are suffering, and of course, you know, people are suffering too. But something we often forget about is all the wildlife in that. I'm not just talking the kitty crew. There's a lot of wildlife around here, and they're in desperate straits too. So remember that in your prayers, because they need our prayers too. But yep, somebody said, well, a couple of people said in the last video where I showed you Fluffy Muffin, our new member, Dusty, and then of course Spooky and Speedy showed up too right there at the end, that my voice sounded stronger than it has been in a long time. Well, when I'm out here in this heat and this humidity, if you're not from the south, maybe you don't understand, but we down here in the south do. Even if I didn't have COPD, it would be more difficult to breathe out here, and your voice changes with that. Yep, it does. Now, when I narrated that nighttime video, I was sitting in my somewhat cool house. I keep the air between 76 and 78. It varies. And I'm on oxygen, because I have an oxygen machine. But it's not that I need it all the time, but it helps. It lowers my heart rate, improves my breathing, and my overall health. And that's why I keep it and continue to use it when I'm inside off camera, where y'all can't see. Those closest to me know that I still use oxygen when I need to and when I'm not on camera, sharing my life with all of you. You see, when it all comes down to it, friends and family, no matter what ails you or how tough life gets, you still got to get her done. And that's what I do. And from reading those comments, I know many of y'all do too. So hey, it's getting closer to food time. You know, food time for the kitty crew, and then for me. And I won't lie, I want to get back in that house. If y'all want to, you can come on in for some minutes with chat. I think I got some more Milos left. We can check. So hey, y'all take care out there. Try to stay as cool as you can. You know, if you got issues at the house with staying cool, find a cool place, like a grocery store, a Walmart or whatever, and just walk about. Don't gotta walk fast. You can look at everything. You might even find something you didn't even know they had, because it's really cool in there. That's what I would do if my air conditioning was down. I'd go to a supermarket or Walmart or somewhere and enjoy their cooling till the sun went down. So as always, y'all take care. Stay safe out there. And may God bless you all, as you bless others in your lives. And remember, we love you for all you do for us. And we hope these videos show you how much we love you in making them, and in some way make your life a little better too. So yeah, until we see you on the next episode, Cleo, Speedy, Spooky, Gracie, little princess of the house, and of course sometimes on a rare occasion Heathcliff, and you saw Fluffy Muffin and Dusty. I wasn't making them up. See y'all on that next episode. Remember, you're in our prayers, and we thank you for being in yours too. Goodbye for now. Guys, I'd love to just snuggle up with y'all right there. I see you left me a place there, Cleo. Right behind you and down below Speedy. Yeah, I guess I could fit if I tried real hard. But I'm not. Nope. Papa's gonna go in. In the morning, I'll come out and pick a bowl of blueberries. So I think I'll have some Cheerios with some sliced nanners and blueberries to start my day off. Yes, sir. That sounds good. Or maybe some scrambled eggs with banana peppers and onions. Ooh, that sounds even better too. Later, all.